the video of that moment.
Like sucking a dick.
Yep. You set it up. Man.
Honestly, I've been reading some great stories about a lot of men whose dicks I wouldn't mind sucking. I keyed.
No, she doesn't.
No, I do, because you know what?
I don't even want to say it because he's my cousin, so it's weird.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I'm not dreaming about sucking cock. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
I don't either. Who does?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
I'm sure some people do.
No, some people do. And, you know, it's a means to an end for me. I honestly talk like, you know what? Hello, welcome. We're here.
As always, in rare form.
As always, you know what you're getting with us now. If you don't, and this is your first time joining in, welcome. I'm Teresa.
And the loud cackler is Katie.
And it's spilling the tea. I'm like, wait, what are we doing here today?
What are we doing here today? Why are we sitting on your floor doing whatever? Yeah, no, we're spilling some tea.
And basically...
shooting the shit. We're basically just shooting the shit. Basically, every time you or I come over to each other's houses, we just automatically start talking, then go, maybe we should start recording.
Every single time.
We're just talking about
this time when she came over, though, it was more like bitching about how boys don't know how to keep a house clean.
Oh my God, yeah.
And if you have a husband who is the cleaner, send him my way.
Yeah,
I don't want another husband. I have one. I only need one. Like, I'm good. But, like, if your husband wants to come clean my house, sold.
Also, I'd love to know, like, do they have siblings? And if so, are they sisters?
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like sometimes if you have, like, a mix of genders.
I will say this. I think that is true because, like, for my brother and I growing up, like, there wasn't, like, boy chores and girl chores. Like, if my brother had to go, like, if he had to go outside and, like, rake the leaves, I also had to go outside and rake the leaves. And if I had to, like, vacuum, then, like, he also had to vacuum.
Yeah.
Because, like, otherwise one of us would bitch and moan. Like, well, why does she get to stay inside and I have to go outside and rake her? Why does he, like...
Vice versa.
Yeah, right.
I can understand that.
So we always had to do, like, the same chores.
Okay.
So I feel
that's smart.
And, like, again, like, yeah. So, I just feel like we both got, like, I mean, like, not that chores are gendered, but, like, I, like, had to go outside, which is more of, like, a boy chore.
Yeah.
And, like, also do housework. Like, he had to do, yeah.
We did not, because I obviously have a sister, so, like,
right.
We had indoor chores.
Yes.
But I will say, it was called the Cinderella list. Deb, if you're listening, Saturday mornings. PTSD. Deb's my mother. Anyway, she said she's going to give it a go. I was like, which ones do I listen to? I'm like, the ones that say spelling the taste. Okay.
Well, hopefully she doesn't start with this one.
Well, she knows what she gave us. It was a Cinderella list.
Well, no, I meant from what I said in the beginning.
Oh. Whatever. She's probably like, oh my God, white girls.
Anywho, hi, Aunt Deb.
But literally, like, we would have a list, and Gina and I would, like, pick our favorites, or, like, not our favorites, like, what we wouldn't mind doing. But we'd always share, like, the cleaning of the bathrooms together, because, like, who likes to clean a bathroom? I still, to this day, don't like cleaning a bathroom, especially if we always complain about this, the glass doors.
Oh, my God.
If you have...
Glass shower doors are the bane of my existence.
Yeah, they're the devil.
Magic eraser works really well to get off soap scum. We have, like, really hard water here. So, like, it leaves, like, a lot of marks.
Yeah.
But I think, like, that's, like, I don't know. I feel like us growing up, it was still very much, like, gender roles, like, in a household were very much, like,
oh yeah, like,
prevalent.
Tom had to take out, like, the trash.
No, but, like, I'm saying, like, with our parents, like, and, like, you know, they were raised in, like, the 50s and 60s by parents who were, like, moms that were stay-at-home moms. Like, it was very the norm. And, like, also just growing up in an Italian family, it's like, I'm the wife, so I'm going to cook and clean and take care of my family and my husband, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no.
It's so different now.
I mean, like, yes, I'm going to do those things, but he's also going to do those things.
Oh, yeah. I saw, a post earlier today that it was, like, I think it was 1950s. It was a family loading the groceries that they bought into their car. And it was like, there are $30 groceries being like loaded into their $1,000 car, driving to their $15,000 house. And like everything looked like the cart was full. The car was a nice car.
Yeah.
The house was, I don't want to say oversized, but
a nice house.
A nice size home, 3 beds, 2 bathrooms, like,
right.
You're a little under 2,000 square feet kind of square footage. And it was all manageable off of one salary. Now, especially where we are,
right.
if you do not have a dual income household, it's still sometimes not even close to being enough.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like it fucking blows.
It really does. But now that, you have 2 working parents or just 2 working people in house, the chores are definitely split.
Oh, 100%.
And like,
I need help.
I mean, they're not 50-50, but
no. Not
also, like, I always say it, like, my version of clean is a lot different than Gil's. So, like,
I think
if he does
it is,
clean, like, even though it's not how I would do it, I'm not going to get mad at him because, like, he's still helping. Even, like, food shopping. Like, him food shopping, he went last night, and he's like, oh, yeah, I got stuff for the week. He got, like, ground turkey and, like, yogurt. And, like, that's it. He's like, yeah, like, breakfast and, like, dinner.
But again,
I'm like,
he made an effort.
No, he made
the
effort. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm never going to give him shit for that. It's when there's no effort.
It's when there's no effort that we get annoyed. But when there's effort there, that's when you.
But like, I'm not perfect either, so I really shouldn't complain. Like, I refuse now to do yard work. From having to do yard work as a kid, it
scars you.
I'm okay. So there's a difference, right? There's outdoorsy people, and then there's just people like people like the outdoors. Like I like being outside. I like going for hikes. I like going to the beach. But like if you're like touch dirt, no thank you.
Yeah, no.
So I'm not outdoor. Yeah, like oh god,
fuck no to bugs.
I will help with the spring cleaning. Like I'll like once a year, I'll help him like weed and like lay the mulch. And like that is it. And then I literally come inside and I have like a rash every time because I think I'm just like so like disgusted. Like I'm not like rash because like I'm allergic to anything. I'm just like itchy from like the thoughts of like dirt and bugs being on me.
When we lived in South Carolina, we had like a back in the townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
There was like that rock outlining like the patio, kind of what you're trying to do. And I would weed it, but like I would be so fearful because lizards, even though like they don't hurt you, I didn't want them jumping out at me. But they have something called palmetto bugs in the South, which are basically the cockroaches of the fucking South.
I would say they're like cockroach cicadas because they're like
they are the spawn of Satan. Who created these and why? I don't know.
The devil. But actually, I think the devil wouldn't do that. I think God created cockroaches.
Did he? Because what the fuck?
Discuss in the comments. Fight me.
But we're not here to talk about cockroaches.
So we're taking things a little biblical today. Yeah. Who created the cockroach? I'm like, what is the name of our podcast?
So we're the BFF podcast. So we're adorable. Anyway.
No. I was like literally like in my head. I was like, what did we do last week? And we did A Curse of Dark and Lonely.
Yes.
No, I know this, but like I don't know why I couldn't think of it. I was thinking, what did we do last week? Because I was like, where did I leave off? Like what books have I not talked about?
I hear that. Well, wait, before we get into our books, we went to So Teresa and I ventured into the city last night. It was a good little excursion. That was a good commute, Quick park, quick path, quick walk, boom. My kind of fucking commute to the city.
That was your kind of commute.
Yeah, I was here for it. But it was a cute little like outdoor rooftop bar with Christmas music.
It was
downtown. Tessa Bailey's new book coming out.
Wreck the Halls. And by coming out, it came out today.
Thank you.
Yeah, October 3rd.
I thought it was October. I'm like a day behind. I keep thinking today's the 2nd, but I should know it's October 3rd because
it's October 3rd.
It's October 3rd.
Yeah.
You know.
If you're a mean girl's girly. If you're a girly.
If you're a millennial, you should know.
If you were born between the years of like yesterday and 1900 and you don't know it's October 3rd, then you've never stepped outside. You've never turned on the TV.
Know what that's from.
Well, that's because your mom literally has never turned a TV on.
She does, but she watches Turner Classic Movies, which if you don't know what Turner Classic Movie TV channel is, it's all the movies from the fucking 50s and earlier.
Yeah, that's my father-in-law. We're like, are you watching your like B-list movie? They're just there's something. Anyway, yeah, no. So we went to this Tessa Bailey event to celebrate the release of her. It's a Christmas rom-com standalone about two people who are trying to get their estranged mothers to do back together. So the mothers were in a pop group or like a rock group, and they're estranged, and they're trying to get them back together to do a Christmas Eve like show, I guess. We haven't read it yet. That's the synopsis, though.
Yeah.
Which I'm like actually really excited because the people there who did read it
loved it.
Like our friend Giselle, like really, really loved it. So now I'm like, okay, like what do I have to read? Like, actually have to read this week, and like what can I like put off? So I think once I get right now, I just started an arc. And I'm going to read Bad Luck Charm for next week's episode, and then I think I might do Wreck the Halls after. But there's just so much coming out this month.
So much coming out this month.
Like, even books that, like, I'm excited about. Okay, like, today, I believe, what's her face? Carrie Maniscalco.
Yes, she has a new
Throne
book.
of...
I was literally just thinking
it's not Fallen Gods, that's...
Hold on, I'm just going to Google it.
Throne of... One of the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
It's like the spin-off to
yes.
Kingdom of the Cursed. And
Kingdom of the Wicked.
Yeah. Sorry. Kingdom of the Cursed.
Get it right.
Okay, I have
Throne of the Fallen.
Throne of the Fallen. Okay, so I was close. That came out today, which I really want to read that, but like I can't prioritize it right now. Wildfire came out today. I can't prioritize that right now. I've also heard really mixed reviews about Wildfire.
Yeah.
So I am like an icebreaker, like stand till the day that I die. Like, bury that book with me. Just burn my body with icebreaker. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll make sure I write that down so I can convey that.
But I've heard that Wildfire does not capture the same kind of like feeling that Icebreaker did. That it's like decent, it's good, but it's not like, oh, I'm going to die to like. People are like, you can wait to read it, so I'm gonna wait.
As you should, because there's a lot coming out, and like in terms of we're doing Caught Up.
Which so I actually finished the Caught Up arc.
Oh, did you?
This morning. I really, really liked it.
I'm very excited.
I'm going to say it's a 4.75. I rated it a 5-star. I rounded up. It's like a 4.75. I only have like one complaint with it. And I don't want to give any spoilers, right? But I just found one like plot line very repetitive. Specifically in the beginning. Like it was just like kind of like really hammered home. And I was like, no, I got it like the first time, you know?
Like if you want to do it one or two more times, I get it. But...
Right. But I love the characters. I feel like it's very different from the other two.
I'm excited.
But you do get your little cameos from like Xander's and Stevie and Indy and Ryan and Rio. And Rio is going to be the next.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm excited for that.
Is he going to be the next book or is he going to? No, I think Rio is going to be book 5. I think the next book is going to be a new character that was introduced and Caught Up, Isaiah. Oh. Isaiah is Kai's younger brother.
Okay.
And if it is Isaiah's book next, it is going to be an accidental Vegas marriage.
Ooh.
That might be a little bit of a spoiler. It happened. Something you find out in like the epilogue that he like was like hee.
I mean, it's not really spoiling anything about like the actual like the main character.
No, right?
Book,
yeah,
so
no.
Who cares?
And like you like see like this relationship coming a mile away.
Okay.
So like the only thing was I was like, oh, like okay, like I knew that these two people were going to get a book.
Gotcha.
But Isaiah, if you liked Rio in the first two, how he's like very just like
Rio.
Isaiah gives me Rio vibes, but Isaiah has like more charm and game.
Okay.
Where like Rio is just like all goof. Isaiah's like a lot of goof, but then also
knows how to like pull it off.
But like he
follows through.
Yeah, you know.
I like it. I'm here for it.
But no, I love Kai. He's a single dad. I'm trying to think of all the tropes. So single dad, forced proximity, nanny romance. Like basically like boss's daughter, so it's like the baseball team, like their coach, the manager, field manager, I guess is the correct term. I don't watch baseball, so like don't quote me on it. His daughter is like in town for the summer, taking a break from her chef gig, and he's like, "You're gonna nanny for Kai," because Kai, if you remember from The Right Move, like he's constantly like firing his like nannies. And so a little forced proximity, spice, it's slow burn. I don't know, it was really good.
I love that.
And like I don't maybe unpopular. Like, I'm not like a big, like, I don't really find baseball players that attractive.
No.
Like, they're just like not my cup of tea. Like, if you're a hot man in a uniform, I'm gonna say.
Like Derek Jeter to me when I was younger.
Yeah, but like now I'm like, ew,
Ew, yeah,
like,
no,
I don't think he's attractive.
No, same.
Danby,
Bryce Harper is a good looking guy.
Swanson, Dansby, Swanson?
Yeah, it's Dansby Swanson.
Yeah. I think he's cute. But I think like their uniforms like aren't
adorable.
They're very, very flattering. Unless you're a very handsome, well built man.
I agree.
So like when they're like, ooh yeah, like the baseball pants, I'm like, ew, like they're kind of baggy.
I'm like personal preference. I can't stand when people like hike the leg up just to show the sock.
You have to have a really good ass to fill out a baseball pant.
Yeah.
And like I just know that Kai Rhodes did.
Okay. I'm here for it.
And like when he's on the field, he's wearing like when he's on the field, he's like whatever. But when he's off the field, he's always in like short athletic shorts, so you can see his thigh tattoo. Like kind of like just like a plain like t-shirt, backwards hat and glasses.
Backwards hat, say no more.
Yeah. And like he wears his glasses whenever he's like not playing, and they're like black, like rim, like they call them like Clark Kent glasses, and I'm just picturing that like with the backwards hat and like his dark hair kind of like
coming out on the side.
Oh.
Hello, Daddy.
So I love Kai. I like Miller a lot. Miller is the female main character.
Oh, so that's a really cute name.
Yeah, Miller Montgomery. Love her. Her dad is they call him Monty because Montgomery. And he is in his like mid 40s. So she's 25. He's in his mid 40s. Her mother dies, so like he like retires from his baseball career in his like early 20s to take care of her. And then he eventually, like once she like goes to college and stuff, he eventually gets back into like the major like leagues. Now he's like a manager, not a player, obviously, but he's like such a good dad. And I don't want to give like any more of it away, but like you find out something that like he like did for her, and it's just so like it's so heartwarming. And then he's like still like young, and like they like keep saying he's like handsome and stuff. I'm like, so he's also like zaddy. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, caught up.
We'll discuss her on the end of the week, end of the month. I mean,
yes. Well, I was gonna say, yeah. Katie will read it. We'll discuss on one of our episodes. Hopeless.
Yeah.
Which Hopeless comes out.
We will not.
Okay,
yeah.
No. So Caught Up comes out on the 13th. No, Caught Up comes out on the 10th. Hopeless comes out on the 13th. We both finished the Hopeless arc over the weekend, and we can say without a doubt, it's phenomenal.
It's obviously another. Yeah. Just add it to your list.
Like
Elsie Silver doesn't miss.
No, because I was gonna say even Powerless is not my favorite, but even Powerless I loved. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I like they're not. Yeah,
they're even
like no matter what, it's
none
a
of
great
them are
story.
under 4 stars to me. Like I was trying to think like okay, like how would I rank them? And it's hard because Flawless and Heartless I read so long ago.
Heartless to me is number 1.
No, like for me, Reckless, like Theo, Reckless
Daddy
is
quite a bit.
So this is the thing that I feel like I am not a Cade girly.
I know.
No, which is perfect for us. But what I was going to say was, like, I honestly feel like Heartless is everyone's favorite. Most people, I would say, is Heartless. I think it's, like, if I was ranking them, I think I would do Reckless, Flawless, Hopeless, Heartless, Powerless.
I'm shaking my head.
Because I loved Willa, but I just didn't care for Cade.
I loved Cade. But see, that's, you have to like that cat. Like, Theo, I loved Theo. But to me, like, I don't want, like, a golden retriever. Like, he's not my thing. Like, that is your thing. So, like, to me, Theo, like, even though it was amazing, and I think his response to how he handled the situation would be, in my opinion, every single female's dream.
Yeah.
Like, literally every single female's dream. Like, he would be the exact of what I would want in that situation. But I still love Daddy Cade.
Yeah, no, right, exactly. Like, there's nothing wrong with Cade. Like,
yeah,
I love Cade. Male. I'm just saying, like, if I had to pick,
like, I would definitely
probably the order in which I would do things with them.
Okay.
Willa is by far the best.
She's fucking amazing, and I do like that you get her in snippets.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
you do get some snippets of her. We'll talk more about it like in the other.
Yeah, so we're not going to go into great depth about it. One, because it hasn't come out yet. 2, we have an episode where we will discuss it in depth. But if you read the Chestnut Spring series, then you're going to love Hopeless. If you haven't read the Chestnut Spring series, we've been talking about it for months. Definitely go read it. They're like all like under 400. They're very like quick reads, and they're all good and they're spicy, but like they're all different. Like sometimes like in interconnected standalones, sometimes you get like very like formulaic, like it's the same storyline over and over.
Yeah.
I feel like each story is very different.
And I really will say like no, I'm not even gonna like beat the dead horse with this one.
Yeah.
You're right. It's very nice to read. You know what book we can, because we don't have an episode coming out on it. We both read it. And it comes out, please hold.
October
19th.
Yeah, I was going to say whatever that.
Two Twisted Crowns. This is book 2 in the Shepherd King series. Book 1 is One Dark Window.
Dark gothic fantasy romance.
Yeah, like kind of like court politics a little bit. Very unique magic system involving cards. It really does give just like straight up dark fairy tale vibes when you're reading it.
Yeah.
By far, and this is whatever. You know what? No, we're not gonna talk about it right now. But I will say, this is, first off, bless Rachel for just a duology. Not that there's anything wrong with long series of fantasy books.
I don't know if it's my
them.
old age, but I just don't want to read anything that's more than like 3 books.
I hear that. It's also hard to remember things like,
and I say that excluding the Addicted series because that is a 10-book series and that is something that everybody should read. Go on.
Anyway, there is nothing wrong with like a 3+ book series in any type of like genre. I'm here for it.
And that's
you.
We're excluding like interconnected standalones because those are like those are not series, but they're all different storylines. But like, so it's fine.
There's just something that hits for me with a duology or trilogy.
Yeah,
that I love so much. Like, I remembered everything from One Dark Window. This book's coming out a year later. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. It is a top fantasy series that I've ever read.
Yes.
And I think it doesn't get it gets hype, but I feel like because there's not like explicit spice.
Right. Like I think that if you are a spicy reader,
you're not going to want to.
I hate being like that you're not going to like it because I think that you would like it. You just might have to get over that there's no spice in it.
Yeah. Like it is such a freaking cool system.
If you like fantasy books, then like get over it if there's no spice.
And there's tension. Like there's some tension. There's some things happening. Like I wouldn't call it a YA read.
No. It's definitely adult. It's not YA. They are in their 20s. It's an adult read. It's just not explicit spicy.
Good.
There's tension. There is sex. It's just that's not the focus.
No.
Like you might get like one sex scene.
Like literally the last 60 pages, I was like sweating. Because I was like, what? Like, you know it's going to be, like, a good ending, but still, like, getting to that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck's going to happen? Oh, my God. Is everyone going to die? What's going on? Oh, my God. Is everyone going to be all right? Like, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it in time? Like, that's how I literally felt the last. It was so good. Everyone should read this series.
No, I agree.
The covers are also beautiful. They're shelf worthy.
I just love this. I love the series.
It's so good.
It's so good. This, I mean, it hasn't come out yet, so I don't want to say too much.
And again, like, sometimes books, this can go one or two different ways. Book 2, like, slaps in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
But also, like, sometimes I feel like it could also be, like, an info dump book, or sometimes I feel like it could just miss its mark. I mean, that could be for any book in a series, whether it's the first, second, plethoras. But, like, this was, in my opinion, comparable to book 1 on, like, a 5 bajillion star level.
It was like, I have no notes.
Same.
And like,
it's like a mic drop moment. Like it was just, it's
just,
when you're looking for a series that like hits like just imagine your favorite series of all time. Like this to me, like hit that, like it's at that level. It's on that shelf, if you will.
Yeah. Like it's like an automatic, like, oh, you like fantasy romance?
This is what you need to read.
This.
Yeah. So I'll stop harping.
Yeah. No. It's unlike any book that I've ever read, like plot wise.
Agreed.
Another series that I've picked up yet again, and I feel like we've talked about this, but I read The Bridge Kingdom and The Traitor Queen in 2021, and then I just like didn't. I like bought Inadequate Air. I pre-ordered it on Kindle, and I just never read it. And I don't know why, because I loved The Bridge Kingdom and I loved the Traitor Queen. So. Actually, Endless War might be coming out. Anyway, so I started the Inadequate Inadequate Air on audio last week. I finished it. 5 stars. Obsessed. Like, if you liked The Bridge Kingdom, then, like, obviously read it. And then, so Danielle Jensen has, I guess, like, some, like, exclusive rights with, like, Audible. So The Endless War, which is book 4 in the series, it's like the second book of Karis and Zara. It dropped on audio, I think, in May, but it doesn't officially come out. Like, the book does not come out until the 5th, so this week. I have an hour and a half left of it, of The Endless War, and it's so good.
Is it?
Like, these are just, like, such good I just feel like they're just such good fantasy books. Like, yes, there's political intrigue, and there's, like, action, and there's romance, and it's not too heavy on any of them.
I love that. It's like just the right amount of
like you'll be getting romance, and then all of a sudden they're, like, torn apart because, like, they are, like, the leaders of 2 different kingdoms, and they have to, like, and then, like, it's, like, all about the politics of, like, I don't know, I'm loving it. I love the characters. They're all morally gray. Like, none of them are, like, good or evil. Like, they all have, like, good and bad components. If you like tension, and if you like that, like, will they, won't they, and, like, I don't know. I'm loving the series. I'm reading an arc by Danielle Jensen right now, and I feel like I've talked about it, but I finally started it, and it is A Fate Inked in Blood, and I didn't realize it, so I'm like maybe like 15% in. I had to take a little break because I got caught up, and I was like, I gotta read that right now. So A Fate Inked in Blood, it comes out, I want to say, in January, so there's, like, a lot of time until then. No, sorry, even more than that. February 27th.
Damn.
It's 400 pages, so, like, a very good size for a fantasy book. But it's very heavily based, which I didn't know this, in Norse mythology.
Oh, cool.
So the main character is Freya, Eric's daughter, like, so, like, Leif Erikson's, like, sister, I guess. But yeah, no, I can't really explain it. I don't know a lot of Norse mythology. I did watch Vikings Valhalla, like, season 1, and, like, it's like the characters, like, I know, like, the names.
Okay.
But I think that this is, like, more, the book is, like, more closely follows, like, the real story versus, like, the Netflix show is just kind of, like, silly goofy times.
Okay.
But it's really good so far.
That's good to know.
Yeah, like, they have, like, powers. They're, like, blessed by the god. I don't know. It's really good. And then, obviously, because it's October, and because I'm me, I did read. Okay, so I read Heated Rivalry and The Long Game back in January, and, like, two of my favorite books of, like, my lifetime. And those are books 2 and 6. In Rachel Reed's Game Changer series. So I was like, you know what? It's about time that I read the rest of the Game Changers. And I read 1, 3, and 4. So I only have 1 more left.
Okay.
And if you like hockey romances, then, like, I recommend. I like them. Okay, so the first one you could definitely tell is, like, her first book.
Okay.
It starts off a little choppy. Like, the dialogue is, like, a little, like, it doesn't flow that great in the beginning. It gets better. I love the characters in the first book so much. I like the characters in all of them, but I like how, like, a lot of hockey romances or hockey romances that you read, like, both of the players are gay. Where, like, this one, it's like it's like there is a player and he's gay, but then, like, the other male character, like, in the first book, he just, like, works at, like, a smoothie shop, and he, like, wants to go get his master's in, like, art history, I think.
Okay.
And in the second book, he is, like, there's, like, the hockey player, and then he is, like, a musician, and he, like, also works in, like, a makeup store.
So it's like they're not
both athletes, which I think, like,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it, like, adds, like, a lot, like, to the storyline. But not the last book, I should say, book 4 is he is in, like, the last season of his career. He's a goaltender, which, like, goalies are always, like, a little more, like, shy, standoffish, whatever. But he's bisexual, so he was married to a woman for 20 years. He got divorced, and so now he's, like, finally, like, single for the first time in his, like, adult life. and he's like, I kind of want to explore this like other side to me, and he's 41, and the boy, he's a boy. He's like 25.
Ooh.
And he like he's a bartender at one of like the gay bars that they all go to, because like the goalie is best friend is one of the guys from one of the previous books. But like so good. So he's like like obviously he's not a virgin, but he's like a virgin to
a male counterpart.
Yeah. So he's like exploring like all like this like whole side to himself, and like he has this like partner who's like very like patient and understanding. I don't know, like so they're cute. Just like really like wonderful like love stories. Oh, I love that. But then they're like really spicy too, like really spicy. Like if you're looking for like spicy MM hockey romance books, or just like whatever, like the Game Changer series by Rachel Reed.
Good to know.
Yeah,
you can tickle your fancy with that.
You can tickle something with that.
I'm here for it. So just like Teresa's in all of her feels with hockey, I'm in all of my feels with witchies and spooky books. I read Playing the Witch card by KJ Del Antonia. It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
I was like, I don't want to. I was like thinking about making sure I said it right. And then of course, like that's when you trip over it.
I always pronounce it.
So there's a lot of books out there that are marketed as Practical Magic meets Gilmore Girls. Now, don't fucking come after me. I have not watched the Gilmore Girls like in its entirety. I've seen like episodes here and there.
She's a loser.
Whatever. Say what you want about me. But this was like the first book where I truly 100% picked up on the Practical Magic vibes. There's no spice. So again, like and there's really no romance. Like there's like a budding second chance romance, but that is not the purpose of this book. Like she's a mom. She has a 13-year-old daughter, 12-year-old daughter, something like that. She's recently separated from her cheating ex-husband. And and like she's got mommy issues because like, so basically this whole family in this tiny town of Kansas has these powers. A lot of these people in town have some kind of magical capability. And in Flair's family, like they can read.
Oh, Flair.
Oh, it's kind of cool. Like she can read cards and like the tarot cards, like she's drawn to them, like whatever. It's she's powerful. And she wants nothing to do with them after like what her mom was using them for, like to kind of like, there's supposed to be like guidance where her mom was like, oh, we need to go do X, Y, and Z. Let's go do it. Like her mom was just looking for the next big adventure. Yeah. So she, because of her childhood, like what she experienced, she kind of was like, I don't want this for myself. And she doesn't want it for her daughter. Which Practical Magic vibe. So of course, like there's a curse on the ex-husband. Like she's got to work through some shit. There's a little bit of like a mystery and a twist at the end. I'm not gonna lie, like it's rated like 3.5 on Goodreads. Like, and I still think that's a solid rating for like some kind of contemporary rom-com-y book. But like, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I didn't want to put it down. Also, the paperback has a really good flop to it.
Oh my god, when a paperback is a good flop,
it just does something to my insides. So I just really enjoyed it. So like, if you don't care about a romance, you just want like a good like witchy book to read,
like a good story,
just a good story, just like a fun and like also like kind of relatable. Like, I mean, a lot of these books can be relatable, but like, you know, like a single mom, like trying to just like do right by her daughter, like make good decisions for her. Like you're only looking out for like what's best. I don't know. I just thought it was like a really good feel good book.
What?
I tried to listen to Assistant to the Villain. I thought the narrator did a phenomenal job. I liked her. I would listen to something else that she has done. I just didn't connect with the book, and I ended up DNFing at 65%. I just felt like there was no forward progress. Yeah. In my opinion. This is my opinion.
Everything is always your opinion.
It is. So I chose to stop.
I mean, I haven't read it, so I'm not gonna like say anything, but I haven't heard great things.
It's rated pretty well on both Amazon and Goodreads. And again, someone could be listening to something like, Katie, you're fucking stupid because I loved it. Like, and great. I hope, you know what? I hope you did because this is someone's hard work, but like, I just could not, to me, I didn't feel like there was any forward motion or movement at all on both like relationship, romance, and or plot movement. Like, I think literally at one point during my run, I was like, all I know is X. like, where did we get anywhere? I was like very confused. So, and I listened with Britt use this comment. I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this like term you're using, softy enough. It's not even a softy enough to me. Like, I'm not going back to it.
Like a softy enough is when you like are just like not vibing with the book, but you know eventually you'll get back to it. So you like put it down for like months and then eventually pick it up. A hard DNF is like, I'm never picking this up again.
Like I'm not gonna pick it back up. And I don't remember if we talked about this or not. I don't think we did. Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
I don't think so.
That's another one that I kept seeing around. And 3 stars. 3 stars to me. It was kind of cute. Like, people were like, it's so spicy. Like, to me personally, it wasn't. It was like literally the last like couple pages. I feel like it was almost like just put in to like finish the book. I really wasn't like getting, I don't know, like I couldn't, like the male main character to me, like it just nothing really like hit for me. So to me it was a 3 star. I think I talked about a study with drowning.
I think you may have. I know that, I mean, again, we talk about everything all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to be a dead person here if I already did. But, like, again, it's YA, but I would definitely if you read Belladonna and you liked it, I'm not comparing these two, but, like, if you liked Belladonna, you will like A Study in Drowning.
Yeah.
Like, they're both gothic fantasies. Like, Study in Drowning is very academia, fairy tale vibes again. It's, oh my God, what kind of a fairy tale is it? I forget. It's something, I don't know, whatever. There's mystery, there's suspense. Like, you're kind of like, again, like bated breath waiting for something to happen. There's some twists and turns. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, so fucking good.
I do really want to read it. See, like, this is the problem with all these new releases in October. Because, like, every year, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to read some of Katie's, like, Witchy Rex. And then, like, all this other stuff comes out, and I'm like, no, I'm not.
I mean, you can read Witchy Rex year round. That's what I did.
Well, I am going to read Bad Luck Charm, which I've been, like, really excited
and
about.
I will say, like, if anyone was like, what is your top pick of a new release this year for a witchy book? It's going to be Bad Luck Charm.
Okay, but what's your top pick then for any year? Because you made it very...
You're
very specifically.
I did say this year. I just feel like, well, first off, I think the OG of witching books.
Yeah.
Discovery of Witches. It's fucking good. Read it, people. If you haven't, do it. I just feel like last year there wasn't a lot of like I really liked the Kingdom of Wicked series in general. Like even book 1 from the get-go, I was like, I fucking love this. I'm here for it. And I thought it just kept getting, like, book 3 was definitely more info dumpy.
Yeah.
I still thoroughly enjoyed it.
Same.
So that would probably be like my favorite series. Also, the Bone Witch. I don't know why, but the audio versions, I fucking loved the Bone Witch series. It was amazing. And not by, let me classify, because I think there's 2. There's 2 series, the Bone Witch series. It is not the one by Rin. I'm sorry. Sorry, Rin. It is by Ivy Asher, the series that I read. It is like rom-com-y, but like actually has like action and like some stuff involved with it.
I like when you see the bone. Okay, if you're listening, go look up the Bone Witch like cover. Because, like, when Katie told me it was rom-com-y, I was like, no, we're talking about 2 different books.
Like if you're watching the video, that does not look like a light. Like, when I started listening to it, I was like, we've got jokes?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I was very taken aback.
Like, I've been like, I don't know if I'm in, like, the mood for something dark, so, like, I'm not going to read The Bone Witch.
The Osseous
What about The
Chronicles?
Unmarked Witch?
The Unmarked Witch, I really loved book 1. Loved it. Book 2, I think there's too many POVs going on.
Are they interconnected standalones, or is it a continuation?
It's a continuation. Book 3, I hear, is what is book 3? The Unmarked. I know there's a 3rd. I think it's a novella, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a novella. One which is blessed and everyone's curse. Blah blah blah. Yeah, this one's just it's a crisp. Oh, okay. So it's like this. So the 3rd book of the Unmarked Witch series is a novella. It's a holiday novella. So like Christmassy novella.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. They're on audio. That could have been my issue with maybe not liking book 2 as much, because it is more of a fantasy read, but it's very easy to follow. But I personally, in my opinion, thought there was too many POVs.
Yeah.
So I felt like I kind of like lost touch with the storyline at times.
Okay.
But I really did love book 1. But I think actually maybe for like a rom-com, this year there's just been so many good witchy books coming out. Like people got the message that we wanted this.
Yes, people did
but
get the message.
The Bad Luck Charm is fucking amazing in my opinion.
I know, I'm really excited to read
Book
it.
2 is coming out in November. I'm very excited. I also went back.
Standalone?
Interconnected.
Okay.
I'm very excited for who the characters are. I did go back and read another one of Julie Johnson's
earlier works,
and I enjoyed it. Like, a little insta-lovey, but like, she's someone who, I don't know, I really enjoyed her writing style for both books. I'm gonna give a couple more a go once I get out of my spooky read season. But yeah, like if you end up giving this a go and you like it, like I'm recommending this without having digging too deep into everything. But like, I've looked at like her work. She's a lot. But they're all rated at least 4 stars. Yeah. So like, I just feel like she's one of those like solid, if I need to go back to something, I could do it. Like, I think I'm going to read, it's called Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
Also, like, look how cute that cover is.
The cover is really cute.
It's rated 4.
Or you're watching.
I don't know, it's just really cute. So like, I'm gonna give her backlog some TLC when I'm done.
I know. I honestly like another author's backlog. Use the backlog, and I was like, yes. Devney Perry, which like I've been slowly working through, but and again, oh my god, I like really just need to have these things up. Like Steel King, is that the name? That series, Clifton Forge. There we go.
It's a very good series. I'm on. I stopped at book 3 because again, I just you like use those as like fillers. I feel like.
Yeah, like I really want to read that. I really like the looks of the books, so I want to buy them. But there's other books that I want to buy.
Book 1 is so good.
I know. I keep hearing that and
the audios are phenomenal.
I know, but I feel like I don't want to waste an audio credit because they're really, really quick.
Yes.
Like some of her series are on Scribd, and I've listened to like Lark Cove. All of those books are on Scribd, and I listen to them, and all the audio is amazing. But I don't think any of her other books are on Scribd yet.
No, I don't believe so.
So I really want to read. That's like my goal for like early next year is to start Clifton Forge. I also, because A Curse for True Love is coming out this month. Once I finish The Endless War, I'm going to do like a re-listen for Once Upon a Broken Heart and A Ballad of Never After, because those are on Scribd. Or at least they were, okay, no, they're still there, thank God. I was like, oh my God, where'd they go? So I want to do a re-listen of those because I need to like get ready for like the 3rd and final book. And like, I swear to God, if Jax does not get his happily ever after, I'm going to Stephanie's house and it's on.
These are on Scribd?
Yes.
Maybe I'll do a re-listen. Oh wait, I think hold on.
I think that you listen to them on audio. Yeah, you own them. I am now 3 books into my Throne of Glass reread. So I know I talked about it last month. I finished The Assassin's Blade. And honestly, like, I felt really underwhelmed by it. Like, again, this is my second time around. So I didn't read The Assassin's Blade my first time around. So I was excited because I was like, okay, like new stories, like, if you've read Throne of Glass, you know everything that's like gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Maybe not how it happens or like whatever. You but like, listen, spoiler alert, it's not even really. But if you've read Throne of Glass, everybody knows Sam died. Yeah, everybody knows who killed him. Like everybody knows that whatever. So I was expecting to get like I was expecting like the book to be so Sam heavy that I was gonna like fall in love with him and like it was going to destroy me when he finally died. And, like, I liked him. Yeah. But, like, I don't know if I was... And, again, like, I feel like people are going to be like, oh, well, like, you knew he was going to die. Because, like, you all... But, again, if you do the right order... If, like, you're reading Throne of Glass for the first time. The reading order is Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Assassin's Blade. So you already know that he's dead. Yeah. And you already know, like, that she was, like, in Endovier and, like, whatever. I honestly... And I know that this is, like, unpopular. I really think that if you're going to read... the whole series, I think you need to read Assassin's Blade first.
I like that opinion. I like when there's a little bit of a different opinion out there.
I felt really disconnected from the stories and from the characters. Like, I don't know if it's just because it's my second time through, but like, the Assassin's Blade doesn't really add much to the storyline, in my opinion. Like, you see Rolf and Ansel again in Empire Storms. So, like, you get background on, like, Selena's relationship with them and like why they would like maybe feel indebted to her, or like why they would like come to her aid. But I don't really think it added to the story or will add. And I don't know if I was just like kind of just like wanting to get through Assassin's Blade so that when I do finally pick it up again, I can go straight into Heir of Fire, which like this is where things start getting really good.
I would really be curious though, because like, so for me, you did too. Like, we really, book 1 was good. Book 2, I think both of us the first time around, like, we struggled through it.
Yeah.
So like, I would wonder what my feelings would be, because I never read Assassin's Blade either. Like, what would our feelings be if we read it for the first time when we were doing the first reread, like the first read?
Yeah.
Because if I didn't connect with it, like, I don't know.
It's because it's a book of
novellas.
5 novellas. I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5 novellas. The first one is Rolf, then it's Irene, then it's like the Silent Assassins and Ansel, and then you get 2 that are like more heavily involved with like Sam. The first that's the thing too. Okay, when I was reading Throne of Glass, Crown of Night, I thought that they had this like long, huge like romance, like from when they were kids, they've been in love like their whole lives. That's not the case. Selena hates Sam. Like that's how the first novella starts. She like hates him.
Okay.
Long story short, blah blah blah, whatever. You find out that he's like kind of always loved her, but they are only like physically like together, I think, for like maybe like 5-6 weeks, maybe 2 months max.
Aww.
So like not a very long time.
Okay.
And she even says like that before what happens in the first novella, like she hated him. Okay. And it wasn't until after like that she like started to view him differently. And then like they only like but like once they like finally get together, they're only together for like a month and a half. And I think like all the novellas combined is only a matter, and again, I forget a lot of things. My timelines are all fucked, but I feel like it's maybe like 4 months.
Oh wow, really?
It's like not a very long time.
Okay.
So like in my head, I'm like, okay, like I think that in my mind, I think Sam, like for Selena, was like the first person to truly love her.
Okay.
Like after her parents and everybody like were murdered, she was found by Arabin, and like her like love and like loyalty to him was like he kind of like used it and abused it. Where like Sam was kind of like this like
I actually love
unconditional kind of like love, where like she is a bitch to him and like whatever, and he's just like going to be there for her and like try to protect her. I also thought that like we were gonna get like the detail of how he died, or like, but it's like he goes out again, just really poor planning on the 2 of them. Like there's just like they're supposed to be these like top 2 assassins, and like they just bad situation. But he goes out to do a job. She's like, I don't think you should go alone. He's like, no, it's cool. Like I'm fine. I got this. And then he's supposed to be home, and he doesn't come home. And then it's like an hour later, and he's still not home. Then it's like 2 hours later, still not home. And then somebody comes and is like, Arabin comes and he's like, okay, like we found Sam. Like they dropped him off. He's dead. And then like she goes and she like sees his body, and like she kind of describes like what
she saw.
Yeah. So like he's like was tortured all night, and then like he eventually like succumbs to those injuries. His eyes are cut out. Like it's really terrible, but like at the same time, I'm like, it's more of like a 1 minute they're like kissing. He's telling her how much he loves her. She never says it back, which is completely fine. And then all of a sudden, like now he's dead. I don't know. Like I just felt really like I didn't feel. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's gonna destroy you. You're gonna cry," and I was like, I didn't like care enough about the character to be upset about it.
Okay.
He kind of gives me Kale vibes.
Does he?
Like, and not in a bad way, because I like Kale in the first 2. But like, yeah, he gives me like those kind of vibes. So yeah, I mean, like, I think that like you should definitely read it if you're doing a reread and you've never read it, or if it's your first time reading Throne of Glass. I definitely recommend it. I just don't know if it should be. I know everyone says to read it after Crown of Midnight. I feel like it should be read first, so by the time you get into like the thick of the plot of Throne of Glass, like you're already like moving forward instead of moving backwards.
Okay,
that's how I felt. I felt like I was just like moving back in time, and I just wanted to like keep moving forward with the storyline.
I'm watching Winnie go to town on himself.
My cat's cleaning himself, and Katie is.
But it's like his foot stays in the air while he like does everything else, but like remains with his foot in the air.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's gonna clean.
And he sits on his butt like a little human.
He's honestly the most perfect angel in the entire world. Anyway, next week we will be discussing Bad Luck Charm by Julie Johnson.
Yes.
And then the week after is
Hopeless. No.
Yes. Hopeless by Elsie Silver. The week after, Caught Up by Liz Tomforde.
And we'll obviously, with these episodes, be like spilling our tea with everything else we're reading.
Yeah. So if you haven't read them, like,
yeah,
I would say we'll probably discuss for like maybe like 30-ish minutes in the beginning. You know what? Honestly, okay, this is what we're gonna do. If you don't read these books, but you want to like, I don't know, tag along with us, like hear from us next week or like the next 3 weeks. The first like 30 or so minutes, we will do like our like typical like just chit chatty, spilling the tea type shit, and then we'll be like, okay, now we're gonna talk about the book, so that if you want to not listen until you've read, then you can.
We should try to remember to look at the time, and write like the timestamp, like spilling the tea starts at.
Well, no, we're gonna start with spilling the tea. Is what I'm saying,
okay,
so that we can tell people to just like, okay, now you can go.
That. I was gonna say we're gonna make this a little bit hard, but we can do it.
No, we'll do our chit chatting in the beginning, and then we'll let you know. I was like, okay, now we're gonna discuss Bad Luck Charm, so skedaddle if you haven't read it.
Get out of here.
And we're working on some stuff for November, so stay tuned. And we love you guys, and we think you're also very pretty and beautiful, and we hope that you have the best days and best weeks ever, and that everybody who you see on the street gives you money.
Well, with that,
that's our new sign off.